This is James Lutz of Around 8 Boxing. Delighted to join with Lorawnt-T Nelson. How are you, sir?
Good, thank you, brother. Good to talk to you, man. Just enjoying first week back to grinding, grinding hard again. Took 1 week off, just getting back to resting my brain and whatnot. And then last week I went on a little trip with my girlfriend, and now I'm back to grinding.
That's it. Talk to me about your um, what is your pattern essentially? What's your routines? Obviously, you only fought, like say, a couple of weeks ago, James Connolly in the rematch in BKB, and you mentioned they obviously straight back to it already. So, have you got a date in mind? Are you working on that at the moment? Is it just ticking over in the gym? What is your process?
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I hope I can fight next month, and I try to just to stay consistent. That's how I feel like I do well, or just keep myself motivated and staying in the gym. But yeah, normally I'll always take like a week off after the gym, and then I get back to like last week I got back to like running and conditioning cardio style, but I always try to take at least two, depending on my injuries and stuff too, or my cuts or this and that. I always take at least 2 weeks off of actual fight style training and getting like punched in the face or that kind of stuff, just to let myself recover and almost get back that same motivation and drive I had from before, before the fight.
You mentioned I want to come on to that actually about injuries. Obviously, you've done a lot of combat sports, so I want to talk about the injuries to hands, face, cuts, etc. in bare knuckle. Is it the injury wise? Is it the worst for combat sports? The worst of the combat sports?
I mean, since I've been doing bare knuckle, I've every single bare knuckle fight I had, even with like Barry Jones and James Kennelly, this last fight, all this go and wars that I have, I'm still able to train the next like the following week. After the week, I take a week off and I'm able to train. So I don't know. Some people just I guess are built differently. I'm built for this bare knuckle game. I literally can go. I could scrap this weekend fight. My hands are perfect. My face is perfect. Like, I can scrap this weekend. I wish someone would give me a fight. You know what I'm saying? BKB, what's up? But there, everyone and everyone's built different. I was made for this bare knuckle game. I feel like I get less injuries than I ever have. I might have some little cuts of my hands be swollen, but it's all I say it's superficial kind of outside damage than it is like inside and hardcore injuries that I had more from glove fighting.
What's the impact on the hands and also, I suppose, the style and technique, punching techniques? What's the difference between glove boxing and bare knuckle boxing?
Man, there's a huge difference there in I think in the fact of like how you hit the punch and like the accuracy. I feel like, bare knuckle you have small amount of leeway and room to make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I hit too much with like the side of my knuckles here and maybe break, boxer's fractures. Hit with my thumb, it's open, it's gonna be issues. There's a lot of things that could go wrong, but in the same sense for me, whenever I have wraps on that are like boxing wraps or Muay Thai wraps, there's normally like a thing here in my hand. I can never make like a full fist. I'm always like this sort of. So when I punch, I'm always like there's a little bit of give in there. And for some reason, for me, when I do bare knuckle, I can squeeze a tight fist and and I know I'm accurate with my shots. That's one of the blessings I have in life. I feel is my conditioning, my work ethic, my grind, my power, my jaw, and one of those things is my accuracy. I got great accuracy and timing, and I think I use that well in the bare knuckle game, so I don't see those terrible broken hand injuries or this or that. I probably have little chips and stuff in the bones, kind of say, but those are all those like I feel like a lot of that stuff is more just like pain tolerance kind of things. It's not things that are going to be detrimental in the fact of like me making a fist or punching someone is just going to suck for a little bit when I punch something and there's like a little piece of bone or something floating on my knuckle.
That there's always a silent kind of thing on social media. There's always things where people ask fighters, who would you like to have by your side in a street fight? Who's the one guy you want next to you? I always think if I'm asked that question, it's you. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
For
yeah.
me, every time I see her fight announced, I'm thinking, you can't back against LT Smash. We've already got the winner there. You're world champion in BKB. For you, who would you like by your side in a street fight? Who for you is the hardest man?
Man, hard, shoot. Um, I got my boy Tom out in England, man. I've known him from for a long time. Actually, before I started fighting bare knuckle, I actually cornered BKB back in the day before we like BYB bought it out, and I cornered Melvin Gillard against some dude, and then I cornered Jimmy Sweeney against Julian Lane back in the day in Coventry. England, man, and I totally forgot where the question was that we were talking about. Oh yeah, who I would have on my side. Sorry, and my homie Tom, he's like he trains, he knows how to scrap, he knows how to fight, but there's something about him. He's always just he would be there no matter what until he like died with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing that I want. That I would want in my corner no matter what, how hard the situation gets or whatever. That my boy's still gonna be there trying to throw down next to me, help me or whatever it is. So probably him. My boy Tom out in England, big up.
So you say that that heart, that desire, that determination, that willpower, never give up attitude. For you, how big a part does that play in your career?
I think that's one of like the biggest parts of my career that I've been able to get up when I get put down and still come out and win the fight. And then same aspect in like in life occurrences, you know what I'm saying? Just me doing that in the ring and being able to push through things in the ring also helps me outside, and same vice versa in the ring as well from the outside. But just things happen in life, man, and I'm not always the best in the world to take, to think about them or not get mad, not get unhappy, not this. But like the more I've been fighting and like getting through those adversities in the gym, when I push myself through hard times in the gym, there's always that all in a way I think circles back around to making me who I am and be able to push through those hard times and go through the ups and downs and still. And that's the biggest part of life, I think, in this fight game. There's going to be so many ups and downs. There's going to be such positives, negatives, all this. You have to just like anything in life, you have to just take it and know that it's not going to be perfect. And just depends on how much you love it. I love this game so much that I'm willing to go through the shit. I'm willing to go through the struggle to find that greener grass on the other side per se. You know what I'm saying? So I just think this fight game in general has just helped me become a stronger person, better mentally, physically, spiritually, better friend, all that stuff, and then vice versa, becoming better in those aspects in life, I think also helps carry back towards the fight game as well and make me appreciate the fight game more and what I'm doing.
I mentioned earlier you've done a lot of combat sports. You mentioned glove boxing, you've done your Muay Thai, you've done your kickboxing, you've done your Lethwei. You've done an awful lot of combat sports. Why is it BKB for you that sort of stands out and that you're excelling in? And do you think your past careers in the other combat sports have helped you on this journey as well to where you are now?
Oh yeah, man. And I think that the journey has definitely helped me in this game because like every aspect of just BKB in general. Like I know there's not kicking, elbows, headbutts, knees, all that stuff, but there's a lot of aspects that I take from Muay Thai, like clinch wise, from MMA. Holding the body, turning, motion, conditioning from all of those other sports and aspects that really play into the part of the bare knuckle game. And the bare knuckle game is also surrounded and like there's so many people from other avenues of the fight game that come to bare knuckle as well. So for me, having the ability to I maybe have seen kinds of styles or aspects of kickboxing, boxing, Muay Thai, MMA, and how people use their footwork, movement, all this different stuff differently. So I feel like I've been in the different shoes, different kind of combat sports where I'm comfortable where I am here in bare knuckle boxing. and I love the aspect of the dirty boxing, how we're allowed to stay moving in the clinch, and you can, and I feel like even from my first couple fights till now, you can see how I've utilized that dirty boxing in the clinch a lot more. I know there was another aspect to that question, but I can't remember what that was. Sorry, man.
That's all right. Yeah, so basically, just like I say, the all the careers you've been doing, all the sports you've done, it all sort of leads to this road where you are now, and obviously excelling in BKB. Um, and like
And oh yeah, I remember I was going to say the reason why I chose BKB at the start. That's what I remember the question. The reason why I chose BKB at the start was the money aspect, man. Like, I wanted to make more money and this and that. And right now, bare knuckles, they're doing well with paying fighters and whatnot. So I wanted to get on that train. And now I'm more in love with bare knuckle boxing than I've ever been in my life. And I didn't know that I could get so in tune with something. But not only that, know the fact that bare knuckle boxing is real. It's grimy, but it's just growing so much, and there's actually becoming great athletes and boxers and technical fighters in the bare knuckle game that makes it so much cooler and so much crazier in a way.
definitely. You mentioned there you've never loved a sport you've done as much as you do BKB. I want to ask you about you got one defeat in BKB. Was that a low for you? How did you deal with that?
No, because I don't know if anyone watches that fight. I knocked him out and they counted to 10. They counted all the way to 10. So I've never seen one fight in the world in the history of any fight promotion that the ref counts to 10 and the guy's still not balanced on the feet and the fight still happens. And then me go to knock him down again right after that. And then if you guys watch the fight, like, I am a nice person and I'm a sportsman, and I didn't go kill him and drop him again after that, and I let him go, and then they give him a win. So first off, I never lost that fight. I should be undefeated in BKB. Sam Liera, they keep on talking like he's coming back. He's never going to fight me again. If he does, he's going to get it soon enough, and he's going to die, and he'll never be able to walk again. He'll never be able to go out of, I don't know, he'll never be able to come into a fight ring again. Unfortunately, I don't want to be the one that's going to do that, but I am going to be the one that does that. I seen that fool promise his mom, promise his wife that he wasn't going to fight me again after our last fight. He was mentally messed up after our last fight. And it's going to happen 10 times worse for him because I've grown and I've improved way more than he ever will. And Sam's it sucks that I have to, he's a nice dude. It sucks that I have to put him out and take him out of this fight game in a destructive manner. It really sucks about that, man. But it's going to happen. And if it's not going to happen, it's because he says he won't fight me again. That's the only way it won't happen. And and yeah, I'm on a grind. I'm on a tear. No one in this world can stop me at my weight classes. Let's be real about that. And if people don't believe me, people don't think so. Whatever it is, I'm gonna keep proving it. I'm gonna keep taking names. I'm gonna keep taking belts. I'm about to have that 154 pound super welterweight belt as well. I'm gonna take all these belts.
Is that the plan for you? Is it to keep moving up and down in these weights that you can make and go and just collect these belts, like you said?
Yeah, yeah. My super middleweight belt's the highest I'm gonna go. I'm lean. I barely make that weight. So Barry Jones and different people calling me out to go to up to light heavyweight. They can all get it, man. They can all get it. Come back down to my weight class, win a fight or something like that. Then you can talk whatever it is. But either way, I'm gonna take all these belts. I walk around at 165 pounds, like my natural weight. I get on the scale at 162, 161, not even cutting weight from my 65 fights. I make 60 easily. I'll make 54 easily. I'm gonna take out all these fools. I'm not trying to be like this way and that way. I'm sick of hearing this. I'm sick of hearing that. I'm sick of no one giving me or not as many people as I need giving me the love and appreciation that I have. I do this all for the crowd, all for the fans, and I keep on proving myself to people and still have to keep on talking back and talking this and talking that and being like, oh, okay, well, I'll prove it to you next time. Prove it to you next time. It's like, when y'all gonna see? It's like, I'm being real. I throw down, I put on a war, and I'll take out any human in this world on my weight class, and I believe that.
For you, being a champion, do you like having the target on your back, or do you feel a lot of people will just mention your name for clout?
I mean, both of those, but I love having the target on my back. I love going to enemy territory. I love traveling outside of the U.S. I love all that, and I love the booing. I love people flicking me off, like all that stuff. And if you see me at the fights, I don't go back and flick people off or scream at them. I love it. I use that as energy. I would hope that when all my fans, all my fans love me, and then someone comes to my hometown, I hope that they hate on him just like everyone hates on me when I go out of my town. You know what I'm saying? So big up to all the fans that hate me, all that stuff. I love it. I live for that. And you guys are giving me more energy and more drive to beat the ass of that person in front of me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. There's a lot of debate about BKB and the dangers of it compared to glove boxing. Um, a lot of people feel actually BKB is safer than glove boxing. What's your opinions on it, having done both?
I mean, obviously, I think for sure that I think like the glove combat. I'm not a scientist or study the brain or anything like that. But in my aspect of fighting and in the game, like I've and watching a lot of glove boxing. A lot of those glove boxing fights are like 8 to 12 rounds of people like getting hit, getting touched, their brains be wobbling, and maybe that one right hand that connected that wobbled him that didn't put him down in the bare knuckle maybe would have put him out and stopped the fight, and then the less punches happen afterwards. But I don't know if that getting knocked out for a second and the fight being over is worse or better than getting 500 more, 200 more punches hit to your head. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe get dropped and then stand up and keep on going. Who knows? I'm not, I know I'm not in that aspect to know fully about that, but me personally, I feel like better than I ever have in my 20s. I'm 34 now. I feel better than I ever have. Obviously, it is because I've been making better decisions. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I don't like, there's a lot of things I do better in my life, eating wise, all that stuff. So, yes, that has helped a lot as well. But I feel like there is a lot less hand injury. I mean, it sounds crazy, but for me, like long term hand injuries, I have less of them. My hands hurt, yes, after the fight for like a week or so. Oh, yeah, whatever. I went and sparred. I'm back to sparring this week and everything. My hands are perfect. My hands are fine. And it's not been that long, you know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I feel like I got less long lasting injuries, if that makes sense, from bare knuckle, but maybe the first week it's like, oh, I have like cuts, my eyes are swollen, I got cuts on my hands are swollen. Other than that, like I have a lot less soreness and injuries than I used to have doing MMA, kickboxing, boxing, and whatnot.
You mentioned there about obviously making different choices lifestyle wise. You stopped drinking alcohol, etc. Can I ask, was that just for fighting purposes? Was that just to be a healthier person, or what was
Yeah,
it?
just a little bit of everything, man. My life, I found like all the issues and all the problems, all the times I got in trouble, all the issues I had with my parents, relationship problems, everything all stemmed from me drinking alcohol. And it was just like, it wasn't like I was an alcoholic. It wasn't like this or that. It was just, for me, I can't make the decision of having like a couple drinks and hanging out with my friends compared to, oh, I'm drinking every single bottle I have in front of me and getting wasted. And then like someone talks shit, like everyone's dead. I don't care about it. It's like, no, I like to have my own control and be able to say no and this and that. And for me, alcohol had to be away from the situation for me to do that and for me to control my own mind and stuff. And I'm not saying anything bad about, alcohol or people that drink. That's fine. I still go out with my friends all the time to bars, clubs, whatever. I just get tired sooner. I'm like, okay, it's midnight, so I'm going home. I can't have any more energy drinks or some shit, you know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing for me, but it just changed my life around. And the best thing about it is like I lost a lot of friends, but I gained a lot of like true friends that are actually there for me, that actually care about me. I got a better relationship with my family, my mom and dad again, and like I've always had good relationships with them, but just closer again. And all of a sudden, just and then the aspect of the fight game as well. It's like it didn't turn around right away, but it's like but just I stuck with it and stuck with my guns and stuck with making better decisions in my eyes for myself and my future, and things just slowly come together, man. Life is weird. I feel like life is weird like that sometimes. When you want it the most, things don't really come together, but then all of a sudden, like a little bit afterwards, it's like, oh, it actually did come together, but in a way that I didn't really notice until now, or something like that.
Absolutely. Whilst I got you on, I wanted to mention about Lethwei. I know you've competed in that as well, and it's not really a common sport. It's not a sport that many people know about. It's something I didn't really know about before until I spoke to you last time. And I was looking today at the rules essentially, and it's the use of feet, hands, knees, elbows, and heads are permitted. It's three, 4 or 5 round fight, 3 minute rounds, 2 minute breaks in between. It's a pretty savage sport, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean 100%, and a lot of like the true Letway, it's like if you look at a lot of those guys that just do Letway, if you look at their records, they're like 45 wins and 35 draws and 2 losses, and you're like how does that work? But so the true Letway, the only way to win a true Letway fight is to knock the person out. So there's no judge's decision. So if you don't knock the person out, you can drop the guy 20 times and the ref still lets it happen. I don't know if you're allowed to drop him that many times, but if you drop the guy a numerous amount of times and beat his ass, and then the end of the fight, they'll raise both your hands because you didn't knock him out. You know what I'm saying? So it is a brutal sport, bare knuckle as well, headbutts, brutal sport. But yeah, I did the first one in the United States of America. The one thing that was different between that's why they were allowed to have it in the United States. The one thing that was different is that we did not have the not they have like a situation where if you get knocked out in Letway overseas, they you get 1 2 minute your coach gets one go of 2 minutes where they're allowed to take 2 minutes to revive you and wake you up and get you back going. No joke, real shit. But so the only difference between that is like we didn't have that 2 minute revival thing, and we didn't have 2 minute rest rounds. We were like we did 3 minute rounds, 1 minute break, and we didn't have the 2 minute revival thing. But everything else was the same.
It's just crazy. Like even some of that you said there, I didn't know about the revival times, etc.
Yeah. It's
But yeah,
just crazy. I've seen them like out on the ground, and like the coaches and stuff get in with smelling salts and all this stuff and get him back to wake, and then he wakes back up, and then they fight again. You're like, oh my, and then he gets a draw or something, doesn't even lose the fight. You're like, oh my word.
how I mean, I don't know how many fights you had in Lethwei, but in terms of that, when you go the distance and it's a draw, like say, if both men are still standing at the end of the fight, it is declared a draw, regardless of how one-sided the fight was. I can imagine that's quite frustrating for somebody who potentially has been one-sided and has battered somebody.
Yeah, it's never happened. It's never happened for me, so I would know, but I would definitely not be happy, especially for like how fights go with with monies and everything like that. You normally win your fights to move up in price and money and stuff like that. So I don't know how the promotion is with that either, but I just don't like having like blemishes or maybe not a blemish, but a draw on the record. It's not. It's something that's going to stick with you forever. So that's something that would annoy me more.
Absolutely. We mentioned about bare knuckle boxing and how rapidly it's growing. Obviously, you've got BKB, which was acquired by BYB, the little Trigon rings. You got BKFC as well, obviously a rival promotion, and they got the backing of Conor McGregor now as well. So it's really getting a lot of eyes on the sport in general. For you, obviously, it's got to be a positive for you, especially as a world champion in the sport as well. It's only a good thing for you. The more eyes on the sport, the more people watching it and getting involved, and on the marketing side as well, like I mentioned with Conor McGregor at BKFC.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's so awesome for me as a fighter. I mean, I've been grinding. I've been fighting since I was freaking 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it's nice to finally be in a spot where where things are. I mean, I know I've made a lot of silly decisions, and I'm coming. Like I've changed my life around, and I'm a different fighter in person now than I ever was when I was in my 20s. But at the same sense, like I'm super blessed and happy to be in a spot now where like the sport is at a position and growing the way it is, and I'm at a pinnacle. I'm at an amazing spot. I'm at the top of the promotion I'm at. Looking out at at everyone else, ready to throw down, ready to go, ready to defend my belts and do whatever I have to do, man. And that's the one thing I stay ready, stay training, even if I don't have a fight the rest of this. I mean, I this is not happening. I'm fighting many times more this year, but even if it didn't happen, I'd be grinding and I'd be training every single day like I had a fight, man. That's where I changed my life around. That's where I changed my fight game around. Is I treat this like I treat it like I'm a professional athlete, which I am. I'm a professional athlete. I'm a professional fighter, and I shouldn't just not train because I don't have a fight. I shouldn't not train because I'm going on holiday. Whatever it is, even I go on holiday, I still go hike, I still go run, I still go do stuff. I stay active, I stay moving. I don't drink anymore. All this stuff. So like the breaks I have aren't the breaks I had when I used to party and be an idiot where I'd lose 10 weeks of training from one weekend of going crazy. Not that much, but you know what I'm saying. And it's not like that now. So like I'm still in shape now from my last fight, even though like it was 2 weeks ago and stuff. I'm still grinding, still back and doing the same conditioning workouts, everything I do, and I'm slowly able to make it even harder, slowly and surely. And I think that's awesome that I can do that. 65 or 66 now fights in the game and 34 years old, getting older and still feeling better than I ever did because I'm making better decisions in my life, training hard, doing the right thing with my body. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. And it's a testament to yourself as well as a professional athlete, as you say. Lorawnt-T, whilst I got you on, just finally, I can't let you go without asking you to tell me who you want next. Now you mentioned super welterweight. Obviously, you got your belts at middleweight. You got your super middleweight. Who do you want next? Where do you want to be at weight wise as well?
Well, first off, I want to take that 154-pound belt. I want to be the first three division champion for BKB around the block. I want that 154-pound title belt. I'll get to that weight tomorrow if I need to. Like it's easy work to me. I can get there easy. I get there today, whatever it is. But I want that 154-pound belt. So let's go. Let me get that. But Sam Liera came out of retirement, and if it needs to happen. I can't wait to show all these people who the real champ is, who really won that first fight, and put that guy down. I really don't want to take him out of his career, but if that's what I have to do, I will.
Absolutely. Lorawnt-T, thank you very much for your time. Always a pleasure speaking to you, and we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you much, man. Nice to have you, bro. Or nice to talk to you, man.
Thank you.